Hi, I'm Jacqueline with Airport Improvement Magazine, and I'm here today with James from 𝗏𝗏 Systems. Hi, James. How are you?
Hello. How are you doing today?
Good. So tell us some about 𝗏𝗏 and what all things that you do. I know it covers several different industries, so kind of give us the overview.
Yeah, I can give you a quick overview. I mean, 𝗏𝗏 Systems is a gear motor manufacturer as well as VFDs. We have a pretty broad portfolio that spans from smaller horsepowers to your large horsepowers that could be for mining or overhead land conveyors or something like that. So I say a million inch-pounds of torque. But I would say the bread and butter of our product portfolio is probably going to be in that up to that 7.5 to 10 horsepower range.
And what are those most used for? Which industries do those?
Well, for all of us, I would say it's going to be mostly going to be for conveyors or material handling, at least for the industry. For airports, our primary application is going to be baggage handling.
Okay.
Whether we're talking about the queues for baggage handling systems, transport, merges, incline, declines, and then also on some of the carousels as well.
Tell us about some of the things within the aviation industry, kind of what projects, I guess, you do for different baggage handling systems and different things like that.
Yeah, we've been pretty fortunate over the last few years to be exposed and partner with different manufacturers. And for those partnerships, we've had Orlando, some installation in LAX, Pittsburgh, Sarasota, and Bradley Airport, just to name a few.
And are those mostly just the baggage handling?
These are all
okay.
baggage handling.
Okay, so that's the main project you do within aviation.
Yes.
Are there any other type of things that you power within aviation?
No, primarily baggage handling. There's some other applications we probably can get into, whether we're talking about the hangars or maybe walkways, but primarily we've been sticking to the baggage handling.
Okay. And I know you have a few things here today, so is there anything specific you kind of want to show us or tell us about?
Yeah, if I was to say what is our product, I mean, typically we would say this is going to be our baggage handling solution today. It's going to have an IE5 motor, a high efficient reducer, and then a motor mounted VFD. This motor mounted VFD actually could be taken off to where it could be wall mounted, but typically that's the kind of arrangement that you'll see in many of our applications. There are times where we'll use a VFD that's wall mounted that looks like this for connectivity, but essentially you probably see something like this in all of our projects. Some of the most recent projects that we're getting from the consultants, we have seen a need for IE5 or permanent magnet motors for high efficiency, for sustainability, but we're also seeing a specification requirement for, say, condition monitoring. All of that may not be up on 𝗏𝗏 to do. It's probably on the equipment manufacturer or integrator. But what we can do, we can actually use our inverter to give them most of the information, such as like motor current, amp draw. In some cases, they may want a temperature. Some cases, they may want to have vibration. We can add a vibration sensor to it. And that's part of our condition monitoring package as well. But those are things that they can actually pull from our inverter.
So that would sort of get them closer to the goal of meeting regulation standards for sustainability.
Absolutely. It's our way of integrating with the system or being able to integrate with the system. They're going to have to provide those offerings already so they can utilize our inverter to help them to meet their goals.
So you mentioned consultants. So who exactly would you consult with typically, and what would that process be for 𝗏𝗏?
For us, so we had to go through, say, an approval process with many of the consultants in there. Some of it's by testing, some of it's by evaluation. It could vary as far as the consultants. We typically would probably work with BNP, Introba, VTC now, ACOM, and there's one more, Swanson Reed. Those are probably the ones that we will see typical work with. That's going to specify the equipment, and those specifications seems to be evolving a little bit as sustainability becomes more of a criteria. Connectivity and getting data is becoming more of a criteria. So those are changing a little bit, and we're trying to do our best to keep up with those times.
Right. So would you say that's kind of the biggest aspect that 𝗏𝗏 has had to face, and as far as innovating and moving along to meet needs for clients?
We put a lot of focus into this, so I think we listen to the voice of the customers in the industries and other industries, and there's definitely an overlap on some of the industries of what they're asking for. And I think we've done a pretty good job for this particular industry and coming up with solutions and innovating to come up with one that really matches the industry.
So what would you say is the key factors that would set 𝗏𝗏 apart as a selection for baggage handling systems in these type of applications within an airport?
Thank you for that question. Very good question. But I think for what set us apart is really our willingness to partner. I mean, we have product, don't get me wrong. We have a very vast product portfolio, but I think it's our willingness to partner, our willingness to listen to our customers. And that customers include the integrators, the manufacturers of the equipment, as well as the end user who's going to potentially use our product. And with that, we have learned that, one, they want efficiency, of course, we talked about this. They want reduction in variances, so we try to work with them and their teams to actually come up with the least amount of variance that we can for a product. And we're competitive, and we have good quality.
All great aspects, and this is an ever-evolving, thing that you do. So to listen to that and take feedback and work to integrate and collaborate as well as possible, I think makes the end result the best. So
thank you.
Thanks so much for talking with us today.
Appreciate it. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.